started. Today is a slow day. I just got my moon and I haven't bled in like 4 months maybe. It's been a really long time, but I've been really dedicated to my movement practice every day, and I truly feel that along with some other things that I'm going to talk about in this video are the reasons why I've been able to restore my cycle. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Shel. For those who don't know me, my pronouns are they, them. They, she, if you're a real one who's been around for a while. For anyone who's not familiar with me, my pronouns are they, them. And I have always wanted to start making videos and just seeing where they can go. And I've started YouTube a lot of times, probably since I was like 16 or so, and nothing really stuck. So in the effort of committing to myself and showing up for myself daily, we're going to see if this video journal is something worthwhile for me. So today I wanted to talk about different ways that I have restored and connected with my womb cycle over the course of many years. And I'm coming to this perspective as a Black and Chinese agender embodied person. I don't identify as a woman except for the cultural experience of being a Black woman or a woman of color. And I have had my experience with pharmaceutical birth control as well. So I think some of those factors, experiences, identities might be very familiar to some people, totally foreign to others. But I just feel like there are not a lot of people who look like me or who identify as non-binary or gender fluid, really anyone besides a cis woman who's talking about menstrual health and the divine feminine in a way that is inclusive of many different kinds of bodies and seeks to be decolonial. So I know I said a lot right there, but yeah, the purpose of me talking about this is to just be visible. And I feel like I've like kept myself invisible in those spaces for a long time. And I just got my moon today, and the full moon was just a couple days ago. And yeah, that's enough confirmation for me. Where to begin? I am 24 years old, and I think at the age of like 17 or so, I started pharmaceutical birth control. And I was having sex at the time, sex with a cis man, and my mom kind of knew, but mostly it was so that I could like regulate my periods. And yeah, a lot of people my age at that time were going on birth control or had already been on birth control for a couple years, so it was a very like normal thing. And even though I was fairly aware of like holistic healing and that there was a world of like alternative medicine, I don't think I was really aware of the negative effects that birth control would have on my womb, especially if I had a long-term relationship with it. So yeah, after like 2 or 3 years of being on birth control, I had really deepened my awareness of holistic healing. And I was in college, it was like my last year of school, and I was starting to learn about decolonizing, and there was just a lot of consciousness happening at the time, and I made a decision to go off my birth control. And I remember my doctor was really discouraging of that because she thought I was gonna get pregnant and have an unwanted pregnancy and all of these things. And I just remember feeling like I knew what was right for my body, and I didn't care what she was telling me, what any health professional who didn't understand my experiences was telling me, or how deeply like my womb and my relationship to my ancestors is, or all of these like other factors that the medical world, like, it just didn't feel safe to talk about those things. So I went off my birth control, and that was about 3 years ago, I think. Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. And yeah, since then I've had very irregular cycles, but there are a series of factors and rituals that I do to help me restore my womb cycle. And so I wanted to share this with you. So the first thing is, we'll talk like the physical and like the diet, and then we'll get into like the movement and the alchemy and the emotions. The first thing that has almost always helped me is drinking kombucha. I don't know what it is. Kombucha just like totally restarts my gut and helps to just clear out so many of the toxins that are probably like blocking my womb cycle, my moon from like fully flowing. So I usually drink a little bit, like I'd say like a third of a bottle every day in the weeks leading up to when I'm expecting my moon, or I just try to drink at least, I don't know, like 4 servings of kombucha like in a week, just to, you know, clear out my gut. And so I found that drinking kombucha in tandem with either fresh pressed juice or really, really intentionally medicinally made herbal tea, those things together are also a really good way for me to like clear out my system and just give my body extra nutrients, especially if I have like other target health concerns. As an herbalist student, I am really, really all about treating myself first, like before I even try to like make tea buns for my loved ones or make specially brewed tinctures. Like I always try to self-medicate in the ways that are safe and subtle. Some of the tea blends that I've used over the last few years, they almost always involve raspberry leaf. I love raspberry leaf so much. Oh my god, who would have thought that my YouTube channel would just end up being me talking about the herbs and the plants that I love all day? Like, oh my god, I could talk about it for hours. Raspberry leaf, sometimes it'll have like licorice for a little bit of that, I don't know, just that sweetness and that digestion assistance. Peppermint has also been really good. Calendula, if I am trying to like do a tea and a yoni steam, calendula and hibiscus are so good for your womb. As for juicing, it's a lot of like carrots, beets, ginger, celery, apple, really whatever I have on hand. But this morning I made the most delicious grapefruit fresh pressed juice. It was so good, so yummy. So yeah, that's like the diet side of things.
Movement is also really important when I am trying to intentionally induce my moon cycle. So over the last couple of weeks, I've made a commitment to myself to practice some kind of daily intuitive movement, whether it's like yoga, dance, stimming has been really awesome, to just like put on music and like do a combination of like stimming and dancing and just like moving in the ways that my body feels most free. So I tried to do that every single day. There's no time limit. Like I didn't want to say like it has to be 15 minutes or I have to do this for like 2 weeks every single day. Like it wasn't something that I was putting pressure on myself to maintain, but it was more of like a daily commitment. So yeah, whatever that commitment looked like on a day-to-day basis, it was just something that I would honor. And yeah, it's been really cool to like watch myself drop out of my thinking mind. Yeah, I'm a Virgo, and all of my big 3 are also mutable placements. I strongly identify with being very mercurial and Jupiterian. So yeah, I just like, I'm in my thinking mind a lot of the times, and this daily movement practice has been a really important way for me to just like drop into my body and drop out of my thinking mind. And yeah, so we're kind of transitioning into more of the like movement, alchemical, emotional ways that I have induced my cycle. So in addition to movement and not being so much up here, I will also try to just bring forgiveness into my practice, compassion, and just a lot of gentle self-love. I've noticed that when I'm holding on to grudges and grievances and judgments, that all gets stored in my womb. And when I'm fixating on things that have happened in the past, I am not living in the moment. I'm living from a place of hurt and trauma and, yeah, just feeling overall doubtful towards myself. So I do my best to focus on some of the unresolved conflicts or the traumatic events that have happened, and I'll sit down and I'll just process them. I'll sit with them. I'll acknowledge the hurt while also acknowledging that I deserve better. I deserve to live in the moment and be free of things that have happened in my past. I remember reading something on Twitter saying, if someone is in control of your emotions, they are in control of your body. So yeah, clearing my womb of any residual ick is really, really important for me to induce my flow. Last night I had a dream that a person that I used to be friends with was in this room with me, and we were looking at each other, and I could just feel that this person still had a lot of unresolved things that they were harboring against me, and like it was in the way that they didn't even really acknowledge me in the dream. And I remember being aware of this notion that like I don't need to wait to be forgiven. I don't need to wait for someone else to give me the okay to love myself or to be gentle towards myself. And the longer I wait for someone else to redeem me, the longer I'm going to be stuck in this like emotional limbo and have really bad self-esteem and just like not feel empowered at all to live my life and like be in control of my life. And yeah, I woke up and I was like, that was a really interesting, profound dream. And I wrote it down, and I pulled some tarot cards and I pulled the moon. And then I went to the bathroom because I had to pee, and I saw that my moon had arrived. She is here. I have not bled since August or September. I don't really remember. Yeah, so this is a totally personal journey that I didn't even really think I was going to talk about, but time and time again, I've shown myself that I can induce my moon cycle. I can return to this space of fluidity and just receptiveness to the world. And I really think that that is what divine femininity is all about. Like, it's not, you know, the hara matching set and the white woman doing yoga and telling you to love the earth and love her sisters. Like, sure, that's part of it. You know, hara is great. I love all of these deeply beautiful things that make me feel connected to, yeah, the world of beauty and the world of nature. But to me, the divine feminine, like as I am coming into my identity as a non-binary person, it's just a receptiveness, and it doesn't look a certain way. Across cultures, it's going to look differently, and there's going to be elements of the divine masculine and the divine androgynous, the divine agender being, deity. Like, it doesn't look a certain way, and I really feel that if I had more people who looked like me or identified similarly to me, or just totally broke away from like this cis woman blood rights vibe, that if I had seen more of those people in those spaces, I might have tapped into what that looked like for me a bit earlier on. So I hope all of this has been medicinal to the people who need it most. And if not, that you enjoyed listening to me talk. Yeah, I hope to make more videos in the future and just share, just be open. So if you want to keep up with me on socials right now, my Instagram handle is yinflower_. I'm also on TikTok sometimes. But yeah, thank you for being here. And if you are also bleeding, I hope you are taking it slow today and loving on your body, drinking something warm, and yeah, just remembering that you are here. You are not there, you are not in the future, you are completely here. And yeah, thank you.